beat Tom Ross playing the red deck, then you've done enough work.
I want you to notice something here. When we had Tom on earlier, no leather jacket.
Uh-oh.
He's serious now.
Yeah.
There's no more messing around. He picked up a loss. He put the coat back on.
Yep.
Tom Ross playing Rebel Red. We saw him earlier defeat Jared Betcher. Asa Snyder playing Blue, White, Red Control. Now, as I said a little bit earlier, we don't see the red splash in this deck very often. Not entirely sure why. You know, we see a black splash sometimes. Sometimes we see green for cure, and that's it. But
yeah, and the splash is not free, and that's mainly it. But once you get to the point where you want to play a bunch of temples to get your scry on, and that's like the card filtering that you play, it kind of makes sense to play another color, but you see a lot of people playing black for spot removal or Thoughtseize, but red is also an acceptable option. Okay. Keranos is very good. Counterflux is a control breaker, like mirror breaker. They have so few win conditions, like 1 Elixir, 1 Elspeth in some lists, or like Flock had 3 Jace, an Elixir, and a couple Mutavaults.
That's
and it's like, well, I would hope you can beat the Mutavaults, and maybe you can beat the Jaces, but if you get to Counterflux their Elixir, they're going to have a tough time winning.
Snyder is going to take a mulligan. He's looking at 6 cards. He's on the play, and we are underway. It's a beautiful Temple of Enlightenment to start things off here for round 6.
It looks like Chinese.
It is.
And I like it.
I know you do. That's the entry. You don't like foils.
I don't, but I like the foreign stuff, and the foil looks good. I will admit that.
Okay. A mountain from Tom and passing the turn back, so no 1-drop here for him. Snyder is going to play a Sacred Foundry tapped and pass the turn back over to Ross. Ross will draw.
Oh, Fire Drinker Stater. No, it's just very uncharacteristic for Tom to not have a 1-drop, right?
I am a little surprised by that. This makes some sense, though. If he doesn't have a 1-drop, he's got something to do on turn 2. So this matchup, I feel like it's very big for Snyder to have, like, Verdict or Jace on 4.
Yeah.
Like that's the key, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I think that's the ideal place to start.
Yeah, kind of surprising to not see any Anger of the Gods in his main deck, but he does have 2 in the sideboard.
It seems like these games are going to be tough for Tom, especially with Ratchet Bomb looming. Let's see what this is, a Hall of Triumph.
That's a great card at fighting Supreme Verdict. I mean, that's effectively playing a 2-power haste creature this turn, gets in 2 extra damage, and stays in play if he does get his board swept. So I believe that is one of the reasons why it's in the deck.
Just a one-of.
Yeah, fun of, if you will.
Which you did. An attack for 6, but Snyder down to 14. This is a Plains. This is 4 mana. This is a Verdict. It is. All right, so it's going to clear everything up. But I think Tom is okay with that exchange.
Yeah.
He's pacing the game in a very specific way right now. Ooh, Tom drew a Rabble Master. That's nice. And now I'm in the red zone.
You're in there. 2 points of damage.
I will probably die soon, but for now, I'm in the red zone, so that's cool.
You've done your job.
Thank you very much. I believe that was a last breath that may have been drawn for the turn, which is not the best right now.
Yeah, again, Hall of Triumph, putting that Rabble Master out of last breath range. However, Asa can pull off the Mondo combo of Jace +1 and then like next turn last breath it with the like. Does that work?
No, that combo works. Ooh.
Yeah, no, it does work because Tom's trigger stacks first.
Oh, and then Ace's does.
And then Ace's resolves first. So yeah, there is a window where it is a 2/3.
And then you can kill it.
Yep.
We're not there right now, though. I don't know if we ever will be. There are 2 of me out there now.
Yeah.
An attack here for 4 is going to put Snyder down a little bit lower. You saw him War Leaders. He looks the Rabble Master. He looks at the card that's obviously very, very good against Tom. Now here is a Jace. So the Jace is going to take up. So now we might actually see that interaction. We'll see.
Tapping a little awkwardly there. Looks like he should have taken a point of damage.
Oh yeah, he does take 1 from that. Yikes.
Like could have kept open like plain Shivan Reef, right?
Yeah, if he taps the Temple instead.
Right. Yeah, and then he'll be able to play Jace, not take a point, and then play Last Breath, not take a point.
So yeah, he will take 1, as our table spotter does inform him of that. Good eye, Sniper.
Yeah.
So let's see what Tom wants to do on this turn. This is like kind of like the crucial turn. Do I attack Jace? Do I keep attacking you? Do I activate Mutavault? He's going to play a Burning Emissary to start things off. This will be a Last Breath, but that is a 3/3.
Yeah.
So now he's tipped his hand on that a little bit. Yeah, now he's going to go for the token. Yeah. He's got to slow down. You can tell he's a little nervous, I think.
Yeah, so maybe missing the interaction with Jace, which is, it's kind of a tricky one. Yep. And the only reason that is on the forefront of my mind is because I remember Reed Duke doing it in a tournament. Yep. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Well, Reed got something right? That's a surprise.
Well, I think he missed it, actually, and that was, yeah.
Impossible. I don't believe it. Your story is fake.
Okay. We can talk to him after this round. I'll interview him.
So Rabble Master is going to be a 3. when it attacks from Hall of Triumph. Then it's going to go down to a 2
Yep.
from the Jace trigger, and then it's going to go up because 3 goblins are attacking.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be a 5. Mutavault's going to be 6 because of the Jace trigger, and the goblins will be 7 and 8. So it looks like an attack for 8.
Yep. So down to 3. I would have to imagine all of that is at Asa and not the Jace.
Yeah, forget that, Jace.
Yeah, exactly.
That Jace is going to take down because it needs to find a Supreme Verdict. There's a Ratchet Bomb, a Syncopate, and another copy of Jace. Now, Snyder's going to concede and Tom Ross is going to win, but Tom gets some huge info. He gets to see
on the bomb?
Yeah. He gets to see the bomb, dude. I think that's a big deal, actually.
It is a big deal, but we saw Tom play earlier, and he had to run out 3 1-drops against a potential Drown in Sorrow.
Yep.
Right? And I feel like he could be put in the same spot here where if he ends up keeping a 1-lander or, you know, heaven forbid, mulligans into a 1-lander and has to play out these 1-drops, even if he knows his opponent has Ratchet Bomb, like he's still probably going to do it, you know? Like that is his best shot to win the game. But yeah, I mean, if he knew his opponent had Ratchet Bomb in his deck, do you think he goes Burning Tree into 2-drop on turn 2?
I think that's like a very valid question.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think that's what actually kind of makes things interesting. Like, if Tom can maneuver and bob and weave in such a way he can spread out his casting cost, like, he will do that now.
Yeah.
Like, Ratchet Bomb is a card that is seeing virtually 0 play. Like, yes, it's in this matchup, but by and large, no one is talking about Ratchet Bomb. No one is playing Ratchet Bomb.
Yeah.
When you think of hate cards against this deck, you think of Drown in Sorrow. And, you know, in this particular matchup, you're like, okay, there's Last Breath, there's Verdict. He's got red, so he's got, like, War Leader's Helix, maybe, like, Turn and Burn. But now that he knows about Ratchet Bomb, he has to weigh more things into his equation, I think.
Yeah.
About how he kind of leads off with his creatures and his casting costs now. So maybe that comes into play for the next couple of games. We will see as Tom Ross is up a game. We will take a look at Snyder's sideboard, which you have in front of you.
1 Dispel, 1 Aetherling, 1 Deicide. Not super effective in this matchup. And then 2 Planar Cleansing, 2 Archangel of Thune, 3 Negate, 3 Nyx Fleece Ram, 2 Anger of the Gods. So we have the Ram Archangel package that Yvonne Flock used to great success at PTM 15.
Yep.
Those are definitely coming in. And then 2 Anger of the Gods, and that looks to be about it.
This matchup seems like it gets worse for Tom.
Yes, almost certainly. And it is very nice that Asa is able to use his Rams to force Tom to overextend, and then he has things like Ratchet Bomb and Anger of the Gods to sweep away the board while also keeping his Ram.
Yeah, that's a big game.
Yeah, that's devastating.
Yeah, that's a really big game. Tom's sideboard, again, it's a little all over the place, or it looks that way. In reality, it's not. It's just a master at work. 4 Eidolon the Great Revel, 2 Skullcrack, 2 Electrickery, a Seismic Stomp, a Legion Loyalist, a Searing Blood, a Mizium Mortars, 2 copies of Magma Spray, and then a Harness by Force. I think Eidolon is probably it. I don't know.
I think he wants the Skullcracks
yeah,
for this matchup.
For the Revs, and I guess because of the War Leaders, too.
Oh, yeah, that's another big one.
If he can leave it up, you know, kind of in exchange for War Leaders Helix.
Yeah, that's one of the ones, like War Leader's Helix is a card that you might have to make a concession on.
Okay.
Where it's like, ideally, you would want to play around it, but you have better, more important things that you should be doing with your mana early on. And so maybe you just don't get a chance to do that. But if it happens, you know?
Feels like to me Tom kind of stole game 1. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I do think this is a really, really tough matchup for him. I think that the red splash from a control deck, like I think the blue-white control is like maybe favorable, maybe not. It seems like it's probably like kind of close depending on what their deck looks like, but the red splash allows the blue-white red control player to interact like more often early in the game.
Yeah, certainly. And things like Anger of the Gods go a long way, but he's not playing that main deck, which is understandable. It's not the easiest on the mana, you know? But you saw that there was a cost to playing things like War Leader's Helix. Took a little bit of damage from his lands. His lands were a little slow, came to play tap, stuff like that. So it's certainly not free, but I do think, yeah, if you get to go like Anger of the Gods into War Leader's Helix, like it doesn't matter if you have a Pain land or 2, you know, you're doing just fine.
I think you're probably winning that game.
Well, maybe against anyone else. Maybe not the boss.
Yeah, touche. You make a solid argument. Snyder will be on the play this game. He did mulligan the last one when he was on the play. We'll see if he's able to keep 7 this go around. As we work our way into game number 2 here of round 6. You can see an Archangel in the hand already. Supreme Verdict over there as well. Couple of lands. Feels like a keep. Looks like he's a little land heavy.
I'm not sure if that's 2 verdicts or not, but regardless, you have the Temple to get a little scry on. Verdict to, you know, hopefully that's soon enough. And then if the Archangel comes down after that, Tom's in trouble.
See if Boss has a 1-drop this game. He does. It's a copy of Fire Drinker Crusader. Snyder's going to draw a card. It's a copy of Temple of Triumph, so that'll give him the red mana that he did not have before. Top card's going to go to the bottom again, and the Boss will untap. He will draw a card. It's a copy of Rakdos' Cackler. So an attack here for 2 is going to put Snyder down to 18. There is a Cackler. It will be unleashed, and that's it. I mean, we have seen Tom keep one-liners before, and he's doing it again.
Yeah. And I think he had another copy of Fire Drinker Satyr. That was really smart, playing the Cackler instead. You see Asa draw a Detention Sphere that he's probably just going to have to use on one creature this turn.
Takes care of the Satyr before passing the turn back over to Ross. Ross will untap that Lone Mountain and draw a card. It's a copy of Burning Tree Emissary. There is the second Satyr. Here's an attack for 2. Snyder's going to go down to 16. But not a great draw from Tom here. Snyder's going to play Hallowed Fountain untapped. Going to go down to 14. And I imagine we're going to see a Supreme Verdict here. And that's what we do. We're going to take care of those 2 creatures.
Yeah, I mean, there are spots where you might want to eke out a little more value with Verdict, but with Tom only on 1 land, and you have the potential to play Archangel of Thune next turn, you're fine just taking the quick 2 for 1.
Yeah, and there's a land right off the top that comes into play untapped, which is a Shivan Reef, and now there is the Archangel. Ross is going to draw a card. It is a mountain. So that's a little late.
It's not, because now he gets to go Burning Tree and to stoke the flames on the Archangel.
Ooh. Ooh, it's not late.
Yeah, that was actually, maybe it was a little late, but as far as like contextual stuff, like that's right on time as far as Tom's concerned, I think.
Okay, all right. What's this going to be? Ooh, it's another Archangel.
Yeah, now he's a little worried. Now he's like, well, maybe I should Verdict first, make sure I can't get stoked again. I kind of learned my lesson.
Dude, Stoke is so good.
It is pretty good. That's an above average Magic card.
That's such a good card.
Although maybe not if Brainstorm is only average. But
Yeah, for me. Here's a Rabble Master. Yes, I'm coming in for 1.
Yeah, you must love the fact that this deck exists now.
I'm really happy because I did not get a lot of plays. There's a Temple of Epiphany.
Well,
that's day 1.
That's what you get for being a Goblin token, buddy.
Look, I'm happy with my decision.
All right.
See, here's the thing. I wouldn't get a lot of play on day 1 because not a lot of Goblins, and on day 2, I would just get slaughtered a bunch.
Sure.
So my life wasn't really great on the Open Series weekends.
That is true.
Temple's going to put the top card to the bottom, and now here's an Archangel, but I think Tom has another Stoke the Flames. So I think he has an answer.
Yeah, normally you don't think about the red deck as being, you know, the deck that needs to answer the threats, but that is very much what it is. It's what it's become.
So here's a Firefish Striker. There's a token. Here's a Stoke. Get that off the table. Here's a pretty decent attack.
Attack for 4.
Is Tom Look, we said this the last time when Tom beat Jared on a Mold of 5. Is Tom actually going to win this game?
He has drawn a solid string of lands in a row, which has allowed him to come back. He's fought through 2 Archangel of Thunes and 2 Supreme Verdicts, which is pretty impressive. And I don't know if Ace is out of gas here or what's going on.
I mean, the attack next turn from Tom is, like, pretty relevant and sizable. I mean, the Goblin Rabble Master puts a token into play, so you got an attack for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
like
7. Like,
12?
that's a lot. I think this is just a rev for 4. Yeah.
Okay. So I think the attack is for 12. Next turn? No, 10. I don't know. Rabble Master math is hard. Anyway, Asa should be fine after that rev for 4.
All right, so the boss draws a card here.
But does he have like a Maka or anything? And there it is.
No way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's
13.
That's actual 13. You have
That's
to be
13.
kidding me.
That's it.
You have to be kidding me.
The boss.
2 Verdicts and 2 Archangels and a D-Sphere and a ref for 4?
No big deal. Just another day at the office.
5-1. Dude, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.